Hi everyone, Sailor Moon here, and Tuxedo Mask here, and today we're going to talk about, you know, why a lot of folks do not like, why a lot of folks got a big deal about the Deep Sailor Moon. I know we talk about this many times, but why we bring it up all the time, because we still just don't understand why folks would have a hatred towards it, or would it just be unlike? I mean, it came out 30 years ago, and still this day, there's still folks out there who still, scave it for many of the freedoms that Deep Glee took, things that were skimmed out, things that were shifted, you know, and why I make a big deal out of it is beyond me. And I've watched the Deep Sailor Moon many times, and every time I've watched it, I've liked it. So all those things everybody else just, could not stand and made it just unwatchable in their belief never irked me at all, you know. But why that is, I don't know. I mean, either they don't like the show playing, they don't they don't like the show players who did the speaking for them. They're unhappy with borrowed names being shifted out for other borrowed names. You know, angry that strike names are shifted, you know. Or angry that, what would have been two sagas became one, and how some things, were shifted around. And I don't know why that is. You know, I can understand folks being irked and angered over it, but I don't know why they would be irked and angered over it. I mean, all right, so they get irked and angered over Rini's gun being missing, or the Dark Kingdom kidnapping my friends instead of slaying them, are the things they like to bitch about and say that they shifted this around, or how strike names were shifted or something. But at the end of the day, I just don't understand why they would make a big deal out of it, or hate it. But I guess hate's too much the strong word for that. And maybe they unlike it would be greater than that. Well, to tell you the truth, Serena, I don't know why those folks, you know, have a unlike to the Deep Glee Sailor Moon, which, yeah, it's like 30 years ago, and at the time, that was the only English take that the English speaking world had when it came to Sailor Moon. You know, I mean, they didn't have Viz back then. Viz wasn't even didn't even if Viz was around then, they would not get the rights to Sailor Moon or do anything with it until 24 between FYL. So yeah, it was like take it or leave it. And these folks who got irked and angered over your show, Serena, they well, that was the only Sailor Moon they had. And need be they were lucky, and they happened to be on a reckoner at the book house or at Learn or whatever, and then they learned about, what was skimmed and what was shifted, and over the years hated it due to those things, because that's the only answer I can come up with, you know. So yeah. And sadly, at the end of the day, I guess they have the right to be angry with it, to be irked with it. Yes, they do. But is it right to be irked and angered at it? I don't think so. You know, making a big deal because my name's Darian and not Monaru, and just to set the reckoning right here, me and Monaru are not the same. oh, we might look the same, but what we say and do isn't the same though, you know? And at the end of the day, some folks might be irked and angered that her name is Serena and not Usagi, and just to set the reckoning straight on this one, her and Usagi are not the same. Or being irked and angered, because the Dark Kingdom kidnapped the sailor fighters instead of slaying them. Or, I don't know, Rini pulling a gun out, but the gun being skimmed or being gone. Yeah. I mean, the Sailor Moon you folks bitched about was made for younger folks to watch in the 4-1 Reichs and 4-1 Reichs in Sutherland back then. So, yeah. Well, you're right about that, Darian. At the end of the day, that's 30 years ago that they're scathing about now, or bitching or ranting about. That's 30 years ago. That's how old the Deep Glee Sailor Moon is. Whoever has ownership over it, I don't know. But it's 30 years old. And you'd think by then folks would have, gotten over their hatred or over it or their unlike of it or whatever it is. But sadly, I don't think they will. But I like the Deep Glee Sailor Moon. And it is what it is. So give this film a like, share and playlist it, and we'll see you later.